Imagine the whole of humanity standing on a giant pair of scales. On one side, it's weighted with heroic actions, kindness, compassion, bravery, courage, truth, integrity. The other, greed and cruelty. And in the middle, apathy. And every action we take, no matter how small, puts a bit of weight on one side or the other. And in this time of extraordinary challenge, I feel like the scales are tilting too much the wrong way. And I don't know about you, but that makes me feel overwhelmed and impotent. What on earth can we do about global crisis, global warming, conflict, mental health? But the beauty and the responsibility is that for every single positive action we take, it can help redress the balance. When I say the word hero to you, what do you see? Superman. Thank you. Me too. I first of all see superheroes, and then I see firefighters and doctors and nurses, but then I see everyday people being heroic. From small acts of kindness through to gritty resolve and daring greatly. To me, being heroic is about stepping up, taking positive action to do the right thing. And we can't rely on superheroes, and we shouldn't rely on somebody else doing something about it. If not you, then who? So today I want to share with you why we need more heroes. Not the superhuman kind, not the perfect kind, but the everyday kind. You, who by being a bit more courageous can help tilt the scales. Let me share with you a story. My happy place is sitting in an armchair, having a nice cup of tea and reading an excellent book. Scroll on 6 weeks, and I'm in Antarctica. It's minus 40 degrees plus wind chill. That's twice as cold as your freezer at home. And I'm skiing uphill into the wind, and there's a whiteout. That is me in the middle of that slide. It's not just a grey slide. All I can see is a bit of orange of the pulp in front of me through a tiny clearing in my frozen goggles. And all I can hear is the hiss of my skis and the creak of my ski poles as they dip in and out of the snow. But behind my frozen goggles, I'm in my own private hell. As if this challenge wasn't hard enough, I now know I've got polar thigh, a very painful and debilitating injury on both my legs. And they're looking to medevac me out. It's only day 7. My dream of getting to the South Pole is broken. I'm broken, mentally and physically, and I can feel my motivation, my mojo, my energy just bleeding out of me into the snow. But I have to carry on while they're looking into the logistics of the medevac. Day 8. Doom and gloom. I've got this constant negative, nagging voice inside my head going on and on about how useless and desperate my situation is and how rubbish I am, to be honest. It's that devil's earworm, that saboteur. We've all got one of those, haven't we? Day 9. 40 hours of negative voice inside my head, which is quite upsetting. And then I'll get a bit irritated with it. And then I'll tell it to go away. And it does. It retreats to a corner of my mind, turns its back on me and sulks. Fine. I now enjoy some space and silence inside my head, and it is very welcome. But 2 hours later, another voice pipes up. Paula Reed, what is going on? You're not a quitter. You've trained for this. You're strong mentally. You're fit physically. You've dealt with worse things. Come on, you've got this. That evening, I tell the organisers I don't want a medevac, and I crack on to the South Pole. Over a month later, I arrive with 2 very painful and quite yucky legs, to be honest. But I'm proud of this, because you see, I was on a mini hero's journey, and that's an idea I want to share with you today, because I think it's a really useful framework for coping with the ups and downs of life. So, the hero's journey. This is a concept that was defined by Joseph Campbell in 1949. And it's the idea there's a single storyline or plot that works across time and place, a monomyth. So think of your favourite book or film. It will contain a heroic journey. Or think of a time when you've been heroic or been on a hero's journey yourself, and come along with me as I talk through the stages. It starts with the hero being in their known ordinary world. This is me in my armchair at home. This is you in your comfort zone. This is Dorothy on her farm in Kansas. Bilbo in the Shire. We are safe and warm and dry and comfortable. But then there is a call to adventure, a beckoning from outside or within. And now there's a choice. This is represented by the blue pill, red pill moment in the Matrix. You can choose the easy path, blissful ignorance. But the hero chooses the harder path, which may be full of uncertainty and adversity, but to do the right thing, they step over the threshold into the unknown world. This is when Nemo and his dad leave the comfort and safety of their reef and go on that journey. And it is a journey of trials and tribulations, change, challenge, uncertainty, adversity. It is tough. But along the way, the hero has allies. Witches, wizards, goblins, fish and sharks who help the hero along the way. In our world, these are our friends. Or actually more often strangers who encourage and support and motivate us along our way. But there are also enemies, villains and monsters who fight the hero. In our world, these are people who detract from us and they suck out our souls like the Dementors in Harry Potter. We all know people like that, don't we? Or they distract us from our path, or they actually block and challenge us. So who are your allies and who are your enemies? At one point in the journey, there is the darkest hour, the time of the most ultimate suffering, the worst ordeal, and this is called the nadir. In a film or book, it's quite often portrayed as a deep, dark, cold place. A cellar, a dungeon, a cave, a rubbish tip. But after the lowest low, there has to be an up. And here the hero receives a reward or a gift, an elixir, a golden chalice, a golden fleece, the hand of a prince. In our world, friendship, laughter, allegiance, a revelation. The hero then carries on, transforming as they go on their return journey. There are some final challenges, but these test and strengthen the mental muscles, building resilience. Finally, they cross over their return threshold, and they return transformed with new wisdom and growth and resilience and mastery. There has to be an adjustment here, but they do return heroic. The ultimate outcome is the return of the hero back to their place of origin with newfound skills and strengths. They're transformed. But now, they in turn can transform others with their new gifts and strengths and skills. We're all on heroic journeys. Life is one long heroic journey, but there are smaller ones along the way. For me, skiing to the South Pole, my nadir was getting polar thigh on both of my legs. But the gift I got back was the wherewithal to go on and do other challenges. And I've just returned from East Ukraine. I've been there 7 times delivering humanitarian aid. And I never imagined I'd do anything like that. And I'm sharing this with you to kind of demonstrate that by choosing the harder path, it can upskill you and make you stronger. So you can go on and do more and help others. And you might be sitting there going, no, I'm not a hero. But you are. And you've probably already have been. I'm an ordinary person too. I've got no superpowers. But I do know that people are more amazing and capable than they realise, especially when they have to dig deep. And I'm not asking you to go to South Pole. I'm not asking you to go to Ukraine. But I am asking you to step out of your armchair a bit more for the good of the world and to spread your positive energy. So finally, I just want to leave you with 4 gifts that I've learned along the way. First, challenges in life are inevitable. Being on a hero's journey is inevitable. So please practice acceptance as soon as possible. The sooner you accept you're on a challenging journey, the sooner you can start to cope and move on. And the sooner resistance, why me, why is this happening, am I good enough, will go. We are more amazing and capable than we realise. Even Nemo and his dad found that out. 2, allies and enemies can be found in surprising places, and perhaps the most prolific and impactful are the ones inside our heads. Choose to be your own ally. And don't forget you've got the choice to be the ally or the enemy in other people's heroic journeys. So again, choose to be an ally. Support and encourage and motivate and just love and give to people, because life's hard enough. And then thanks to the Jungle Book, know that we're stronger together. Because the strength of the pack is in the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is in the pack. 3, when you find yourself in the most desperately dark place and you feel the most overwhelmed, it's okay to go into survival mode and just do the next right thing. From Frozen. And finally, 4, aim for beyond the finishing line, beyond that return threshold. Otherwise, you might give up too soon or lose your energy. And we need you when you get back. We need you to share your newfound wisdom and knowledge and skills and strengths, because every positive action is infectious. So when you find yourself crossing the threshold and going on a heroic journey, know that it will make you stronger and make others stronger through you. Change doesn't happen from the comfort of the armchair. It happens when you get off your backsides and take courageous action to do the right thing, to redress the balance. So what are you going to do to serve the world? And what's your first step? Thank you.